Hey, this is Matt once again with about to another video, and this is a paid request for Edward. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. And yeah, pretty much any type of video. But to the end of it, once again, thank you, Edward. I really appreciate your kindness. He wanted me to look into 2 more episodes of Static Shock, Season 1, Episodes 10 and 11. Well, like I said before, this is a show that so far I would say it's okay. It's average to me. You know, some episodes kind of meh, but I don't have a strong reaction to it compared to Batman the Animated Series or the Spider-Man cartoons. Quite a few of those, or the Superman animated series, or a lot of other shows in that era, especially the superhero kind. The villains are kind of there, and the stories are kind of average. Once in a while, you get one that sticks out more, like the one episode or 2 ago about racism. But some of them are okay. Like episode 10, this was an okay episode, where it brings back the character Rubber Band Man, which I didn't realize until later is voiced by Kadeem Hardison, which is cool because I like Kadeem. Kadeem was in this very underrated 1997 film called Drive with him and Mark Dacascos. Very underrated film. So I do like him quite a bit in that. He was in Vampire in Brooklyn. He's been in a few other films. At least I do like him as an actor. But he plays Rubber Band Man, and pretty much the story is that our lead guy, Static Shock, also known as Virgil, him and his buddy want to go to this concert of this rapper, and Virgil's older sister joins them, but the older sister says, well, I actually know the singer, I know the rapper. And they go, oh yeah, right, you don't know him. But of course she has a piece of paper, she goes up, they all get in, and she does. She knows this up-and-coming rapper called Stringer. Well, we're trying to find out that Stringer is actually Rubber Band Man. They're playing a concert. He plays his guitar with all this stuff on it too much. It causes a fire, which is a mistake. It seems like more of a mistake, but I guess that's, even though he made a mistake, I guess that still means jail time. I guess, to be fair, because the club gets on fire, to be fair. Static blows a hole in the wall to save the people there. Chases after Rubber Band Man. There's a little bit that was kind of funny where Rubber Band Man pretends to be a trash can and a random dog goes by, is ready to piss on it, but then he's like, whoa, stop, what are you doing, what are you doing? And they get a little bit of a fight, and Rubber Band Man is able to escape. Meanwhile, these 2 bounty hunters, Puff, Puff the Magic Dragon, Puff Puff Pass. No, it's this lady that she'll puff some air, but there's like a fog, but if it goes to her, it'll like burn a hole. Like an incendiary type of thing. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Sonya Blade's Kiss of Death from Mortal Kombat. And then Onyx is like this big mutant creature. They decide to be bounty hunters for the cash, and they're going to try to get this Rubber Band Man as well. And pretty much the story is that Virgil's sister likes Stringer, and you find out Stringer actually does like her, actually does care for the sister, and maybe there's more to this guy than you think. So it gets to a point where the 2 bounty hunters want to take the sister. Rubber Band Man tries to help, gets the sister out of jeopardy, is in trouble, and then Static Shock comes in and takes care of the bad guys. Takes care of the one guy, blasts a hole, and the guy falls. The set piece is in a stadium. He makes the girl Puff pretty much destroy all the support beams. The stadium falls on her. They're getting ready to fight Static and Rubber Band Man. They stop. They look at the sister, and it's like, okay, well, we'll let this go. So apparently the sister takes Stringer, Rubber Band Man, T.D. Morrison's character, to the cops. They say, well, he's got good behavior. Maybe he'll be out in a few months. The sister's happy about that, and then things are hunky-dory. It would have been nice if maybe they had incorporated where Static is helping Rubber Band Man because he knows that how much his sister cares for this guy. And then Stringer is ready to leave, but then looks at her, looks at Static, looks at her. Okay, then goes up, and maybe Static is in trouble. Static's in trouble, which he's trying to fight two people at the same time. So now it becomes one-on-one, where Static will fight one, and then Stringer will fight the other. So Stringer helps and saves. Static shot, saves him, helps him out, making an even 2-on-2 fight. And then begrudgingly goes in, and then, like, I would have liked a little bit more of that. A little bit more of Stringer begrudgingly helping, begrudgingly doing that. I just thought I would have sold it home on him possibly being real and changing and turning a new leaf. But yeah, it does seem like maybe if this character comes back, he will be a good guy, or at least an anti-hero. So, at least that's something in the cards. And like I said, if it's T.D. Morrison voicing it, that's cool, because again, I didn't realize that was him in the previous episode he was in. Because I think that's pretty cool, because, you know, if it's someone that I know, I recognize, I'm a fan of, it makes me a little bit more interested in the character. Like I said, the action scenes are kind of there. They don't have the atmosphere of a Batman, or maybe I'm just spoiled because I see other cartoons like Primal. You know, I saw the first episode of Primal and that blew me away. Or Samurai Jack, or yes, even the first episode of the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon. I think the action, those are much better with the animation and the variety, and they just hit a bit more. While here, the action just felt a bit more average. I keep saying average. Gotta think of a new word, but it's just kind of there. But yeah, I didn't mind the Stringer Rubber Band character. It was nice to see the sister character be a bit more implemented to the plot. Because the sister character, for the most part, has been this background character. So it's nice to see her get a little bit more attention. Make her a bit more of an actual character. So that was nice to see. So overall, I didn't mind the episode. Episode 11 was kind of just there. Yeah, this one character, Edwin Alva, who he's been a character before, not really the most trustworthy guy. Or his son, Edwin Alva Jr., wants the dad's respect, but the dad never wants to pay attention to him, never wants to listen to him. So, Jr. knows a bit about what's making these people on the show into metahumans, or as they call it, Bane babies. Which I know some people don't mind that title. I still think it's a dumb term, Bane babies. I get what they're going for, but maybe because nowadays we all have much dirtier minds. Or I'll speak for myself. I'm like, Bane, like Bane babies? Like, is that near the Bane bus? The Spank Bank or the Bane bus? I'm not a big fan of that term. Metahumans, I think, is a better term for it. At least that's just me. But he finds a way to create that. So he has all these pellets. And okay, this is kind of an interesting idea where each thing he does, he'd have a different power. So he could do this, and he have a different power. Now, granted, I don't know how he knows what power he could get at that point. Because there's a bit where he just takes one and puts it on, and boom, he has X-ray vision, which is the one thing he needed. Does it seem like if you did that, you'd get a random power? But apparently that's not the case here. It seems like he'll get whatever he wants. And I'm sitting there going, how does that work? Well, I get you're able to create this thing and get a power. And then, oh, I can have any power I want. But how do you know, like, this is this power, and this is this power, and this is this power? Even that's, it's a cartoon, I know. He just knows. He's just able to do it. But I'm like, that seems hella damn sophisticated. With all the powers you have and all the different things you could be, to be able to, not just the liquid, it seemed a bit convenient for the plot, but that's just me. And pretty much what happens, he one point does something and he blasts one of his dad's ships because he wants to take away what his dad has. Because he wants to punish his dad for being such an ass to him. Honestly. And there's another guy that I recognize. Granted, he only had a bit part on the ship. There's a navigator. There's a guy at the wheel. And I'm listening. Sorry about that. I'm listening. And my throat was surprised. What? Just it says what my brain was thinking. My throat was like, what? You didn't hear that? My throat went, It was like, yeah, Tim Allen style. John Cho has like maybe 2 or 3 lines in this one part. I think it's the only time he's on the show. He doesn't even have a name. He's Navigator. And I'm sitting there going, damn. I wonder how that works. Meaning, if you're an actor and you go in for this show that you only have like 3 parts, or 3 lines, is it like, okay, you drive in, like, dude, hey, I got a part for you. It's a 3-line dialogue on a cartoon. Okay, so you're going to drive and waste your gasoline to get this place, and you get in a room, you say 3 lines, which, I don't know, take, 20 minutes at most? You can do it with your pants off. Say them, leave, end of story. I don't even know how much you would get paid for saying, 3 lines of dialogue. That'd be an interesting question to see how that is implemented on salary actors, like how that all goes. But yeah, Sally, he's only in there for a teeny bit. But yeah, the bad guy's there. Static gets there. The villain calls himself Omnivarious. He's like, well, I don't need to fight you. I did what I did. I did what I needed to do, and he destroyed the ship. Static tries to fight. The guy takes a pellet. He's got X-ray vision. Now he knows who he is. They try to implement this other story where Virgil's dad is like, what's going on with him, and how come he won't tell me what's going on, and there's something up with him, and pretty much disapproving his behavior. Granted, his behavior is that he's a hero, and you think maybe he's going to tell his dad, but of course he does not. I guess because just the older sister goes, hey, just trust him a bit more. Then he's like, you know what, son, you're right. I'm going to trust you more. I just kind of wish there was a bit more to that. I just thought that subplot didn't really go anywhere. It didn't really have any deeper meaning than it could have, and maybe should have. Whether it led to his son doing something, even not as a superhero, and the dad admiring that, or I don't know. It just felt like it was brought up just to have the correlation between him and this other kid, where both their dads have issues with them, but then it worked out for Virgil's dad and him, but not for this guy and his dad. Like, the only reason is they had that correlation, but I thought the stuff between Virgil and his dad, I don't know, could have been written a bit better, have a little bit more meat to the bone, so to speak. That's just me. Pretty much the static warns Edwin that his son, Junior, is now this bad guy. The father sends these, I'll call them drones, these flying machines to stop the guy. And Stad's like, what are you doing? You don't kill him. Creates this shock energy wave, which defeats all the flying vehicles, and the people parachute out of it. Static is weakened. The villain lands, looks at the dad, and then puts all the pellets on him. And he self-destructs in a way. It's too much, he overdoses, he turns into stone. Static walks away, you'll hint that maybe Andavarius will return one day, and then the episode's over. So the fact that at the end you don't really get a whole lot of a battle between Static and Omnivarius, I thought that was kind of disappointing. I get what they're going for though with the story, but at the same time, yeah, maybe just like, hey, I'm still wanting to see your hero fight your villain at least a bit at the end of the episode. But I said I get what they were going for. I get it. The show that, this kid, all he wanted to do was get his dad's attention, and his dad's this real piece of work and real piece of shit, so. But again, they hint that he'll come back one day. Whether he did and how that is, I don't know. But. So again, it was there. The episode was there. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it though either. And that's the thing, there's not a whole lot of these episodes I outright hated. It is a show that I like Phil LaMarr as a voice actor. I wouldn't say I'm that intrigued by Static Shock, but again, Phil LaMarr, he a little goes a long way with him. He has like I say, he is a good voice actor, so he does have at least a bit of charm as Virgil, as Static Shock. It goes by a pretty decent pace. The episode's only 20-some minutes long. Again, there's not a whole lot that I found very witty or creative so far. There's not a lot of action scenes that really stood up and go, wow, that was a great one. It's more of like, for example, Batman the Animated Series, the episode with the Invisible Man. And the way that was handled, some of the creativity in that was really wowed me. Here, I've not seen a whole lot of that. Batman Beyond, like some of the stuff Batman Beyond, like what was the episode? Was it with, I want to say, was it with sound? It was something like that was just really unique. But, again, it is what it is. That's why I keep repeating the word average. But I mean, it's not god-awful either. I'll put it that way. But that's just me. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And thank you, Edward. I really appreciate your kindness, man. I'll do as many as you want to request. Be my guest. Thank you, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.